Hey guys, what's going on? So I bet you're wondering, what are the 5 best Random League decks to run? Well, I have some information for you. I feel like a lot of people that play this game ask questions that are very easily answered by resources that are already put into this game. A lot of people ask, like, what are the best decks? What is the meta? And questions like that. And in regards to that question, just so I can address it really quickly, when you go to leaderboards in here, these leaders are the best people in this game. Obviously, if you have 13,610 trophies, you're probably the best person in this game. And this is the deck that they're using. And if you want to look at what is the meta, you can go through all 100 of these people, and then with your deductive reasoning, figure out what the meta is. You can go in and you can look at the talents that they're using, and you can see all of their decks that they're using, and then you can figure out, like, what is the meta? What are the best cards? What are the best talents to use with those cards, with that deck? And that is something that you can actively find. Random League is no different. Sure, you could wait for A-Friend Gaming to post his 5 best decks right after Random League ends, which seems to be his favorite thing to do, and I think it's hilarious. You could wait for one of us to stream our, 5 best decks, and then constantly ask us during a stream, what talents are those? What are your other 4 decks? And we could tell you, I could tell you that these are the decks that I'm going to be using, probably, maybe. I'm probably going to change a lot of this around, as I play, because that's what smart people do. Like when you're playing, if something doesn't work, then you try something else. And I could tell you that those are my decks that I'm using right now, but as of right now, and it's very early because I only played 2 battles, I am now 1-1. I played the Sea Dog Toxic deck, against a nothing deck, a Pyrotechnic Genie Engineer deck, and I lost. And that's gonna go into my second point. But my first point, before I get into my second point, is that all of the information for what are the best decks, it's all here. These are the top people in Random League right now, and if you click on their name and then you go all the way to the right, oh, there we go, all the way to the right into their Random League section, this is the deck that they're playing. You can see their talents, you can see their equipment, you can see their hero, it's all here. All of the information is here. And if you notice, none of your favorite streamers are at the top. Why? Because whoever is on the top here probably is going to, they're going to play it more than a streamer, unless you're Aleppo. Aleppo plays a lot. Aleppo is like the one streamer that, Godlike Mike does too as well. But like, if you wanted to like copy all of these decks, you definitely can. You can just look at all of these people, all of their talents. They have 20 plus wins and you only need 8. But yeah, all of the information is here. And if there is something like, and I could tell you, I could say, oh, I wouldn't run Jay. Like, that seems crazy. He's probably running the regeneration. I would run defoliation and run mermaid. Or I would run both. I would run regeneration and mermaid. Because that just seems smarter. I don't even know why he's running mime. That seems crazy. But guess what? This guy has 20 more wins than I do. So, maybe he's onto something. And see, that's the thing. The thing about this game is it's about deck creation. It's about like being creative with your choices. If you don't like something that some major main person is doing, whether it be these people or whether it be a content creator, if you don't like or if you don't think that something is good that they decided to put in their deck, then you can change it. You can change it and see if what your version of it is better, because it could be. But then if you fail, then maybe that person that created that deck originally was onto something, right? And you have to be able to fluctuate your ideas based around that. But as a good starting point and as a streamer like myself, as a content creator myself, I don't have all of the answers. And whenever I want to like see like, oh, what is the new, like, because with Random League, they keep Xing out different cards. What is the new like Random League meta? Like, what are most people using? This is what I do as well. And I feel like if you decide to start trying, oh, you know what? That's actually really creative. I just saw this really quick. So in this new Random League, epic units now have max talents. The idea of having a Crystalmancer to not only do the Magma Flow to do more crit damage, and then your Crystal Arcanist regular base ability to do defense reduction. You're also getting the Absorb Energy, so it's upgrading every single round, which means that you can downgrade it with the Treant and then upgrade it and then wait for it to downgrade and then upgrade it again. That's really clever. See, that's something that I would use over a Mime. But, you know, the person that was using a Mime also has 20 victories. And there is space for deck creation. If this sounds better to you, then maybe it might be better. But maybe the person that was running the Mime realized that he was getting too many Crystalmancers or something, and they were just upgrading in random places and he couldn't control it or something. I don't know. Like, maybe there was a reason why, or maybe he just didn't even think about it. Maybe he didn't realize that, you know, like, epic cards have, they go to 15 now. But what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of things that people constantly ask streamers, not just me, every streamer. And all of those resources are readily available within the game to answers to your questions. Now, if your question is how do you play it, that goes to my second point. My second point is do not play decks that you do not know how to play. So this Sea Dog deck that I built, I don't normally run Sea Dog. I've been running it a couple times in Royal Trials to pretty good success. I was almost going to make videos about it. But I decided to run it in Random League, and it did not go well at all. I got defeated by a nothing deck. If you don't know how to play a specific deck, yes, this is the time to be able to play something that you don't normally play. Maybe you don't have a Treant. Maybe you don't have a Spirit Master or Riding Hood. I would not really recommend playing a deck that you have no idea how to play. Have some amount of idea on how it functions. And to that point, this RRTV button down here, you can see all of the people who have a large quantity of wins. This person has 20 wins with a Tesla deck. You can watch them play. You can hit this play button, watch them play, focus on their where they end, like their end game, like where the game ends. Like, snapshot that in your mind and then try to see if you can get to that. Like their setup, their numbers, get to that, try to get to that, and let that be your goal. This is a Banshee deck with Earth Elemental, obviously, and then with Earth Elemental being able to go to 15, it's much better. So Banshee might be much better. It beat a Treant deck with a Grindstone. I think Treant with a Grindstone is pretty funny as well. This is a Genie deck, and again, like, 12 wins isn't a lot, but you only need 8. So anybody with more than 8 wins, you can probably take their advice. This is a Genie deck without an Enchant Sword. This is a Riding Hood deck, and now that no Knight Statue, you're given more opportunities to have more support cards. Or different support cards. This is the Grindstone Treant deck. So you could see this potentially first and think, oh, you know, the Grindstone Treant deck is pretty good. And then you can see this later where the Grindstone Treant deck loses and think maybe it's bad. But if you know how to play the deck, try running it. Maybe make Grindstone Treant one of your decks and then this Banshee deck your second deck. You can also do that as well. But what I'm trying to say is all of the information that you probably have about, like for why you clicked on this video, what's the best deck, all of that information is in this game. And if you want to see people play, you can also see people play with this function that they've added for Random League. And I think that I think that's going to be pretty helpful moving forward, because there's no reason for me to show you my decks because I'm at a 1-1. And I don't feel confident in my deck selection. It's just decks that I feel comfortable with. Except for this deck, which I've already changed around. I don't know if you even noticed that, but I've already changed it around. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next video.